Russia's President Vladimir Putin has been welcomed in Beijing by Chinese President Xi Jinping. Putin arrived in China early on Thursday in his first foreign trip since he was re-elected in March. The two-day visit seeks to deepen ties between Russia and China. Western sanctions have pushed Russia closer to China, and the two proclaimed a no-limits friendship in 2022, just weeks before Russia launched its military operation in Ukraine. The US is accusing China of providing military and financial support to Russia as it continues its war against Ukraine. Chinese banks are being threatened with severe sanctions. But the trade relationship between Russia and China has still surged to an unprecedented level. Russia and China celebrated a historic trade volume of $240 billion in 2023, exceeding expectations and underlining their deepening economic partnership. China emerges as a crucial ally for Russia amid Western sanctions, fueled by heightened Chinese exports and expanding energy cooperation. Putin and Xi express a mutual interest in bolstering cooperation across various sectors, reaffirming support within international forums like the UN, the BRICS, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And now let's bring in Liang Ding. He is a macro-hive economist and strategist, and he joins us now from Shanghai, China. Thank you for being with us.
Hi.
So how significant is this trip that we just talked about, but also the joint statement that was signed by the two leaders?
Yeah, first of all, I don't have insight in the joint statement yet, but I think it will cover issues both bilateral but also international issues. The question how significant the trip is, I think just maybe a broad picture is that we see US and the EU is drifting away from China. They now see China as a systemic rival. And we also have a war between actually US, EU, and Russia. So given in this environment, I think it is no wonder to see that the leaders from Russia and China, they share in many aspects the same view, so they are moving together. In short, I think the trip will be very, very significant. As you mentioned, the Putin came to China with a big delegation, and it covers many different aspects of both economy and in the society. So I think it will be a very, very important trip. It will deepen the relationship and step up the strategic relationship between China and Russia.
Right. If we only look at the economy, how important is China for Russia's economy? And I'm talking about the central bank in Russia, the reserves in Russia, and also the broader economy there.
Yeah, I think it's at least, I think, as you mentioned, the surge of the Chinese trading with Russia, both import and export, is keeping the Russia economy running. I think, but if we look, yeah, I think this is definitely so. But if we look at the trading, for example, I checked the trading, the goods, what China is exporting. I think this is mainly, you can see the biggest increase actually in the cars. So really filling the gap of falling imports from European countries.
How concerned should Western powers be about these ongoing Russia and China rapprochement in a way, if we look at the importance of the Chinese yuan and the ruble and the dollar dominance across markets?
Yeah, I think this is really a very tough question. But as soon as I can see from the perspective of China is that China really want to keep the good relationship with the Western countries. We can see if we're talking about the trade, US and EU is still far bigger trading partner for China. And actually, also the trade surplus is generated almost completely from the trading from the US and EU. And Russia still play a very small role. So I think, I think as far as I can say for China really want to balance the relationship between the EU and Russia.
Great. Liang Ding, thank you for being with us today.